guys, welcome to the Whimsical Workshop. It has been a while, but let's get started. Yay! Alright, it has been a while since I've done a video. If you have been following me over on Instagram, you know that I spent most of 2024 on the road traveling, meeting lots of you, teaching, got to go to Europe for the first time. It was a very exciting year. But we want to kick off 2025 with some new videos. So the first video I'm going to share with you is actually one that I shot a couple years ago about how I chose the stitch for our Belle Epoch quilt and how we did the blanket stitching and decorative stitching on the piece. So I hope you enjoyed this video from a couple years ago. So to go along with this video, and the reason I dug it up out of the archives is because we are working with Aurifil Threads on a blog post for this month where we go into a deep dive on other ways to finish your raw edge applique, and I thought this would be a nice companion video. Make sure you check out the Aurifil blog post that'll be posting here in January, and I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll see you soon. Alright, so we are over here at the sewing machine and I am working on the edges of my applique. On the gold I did my standard blanket stitch in a matching thread, but then to do around the blue I thought I would try an embroidery, a decorative stitch on my sewing machine. And so I've stitched out a bunch of different samples. I doubled up some fabric just to kind of see what they look like. These are all stitched in 50 weight. And this is something I haven't really done or played with, so I really would like to start doing more embroidery and fancier edges on my applique, and I thought this would be a good project to start with because the pieces are big and chunky. So then what I did, because I wanted to know how it would act on Fusible, I put a bunch of squares together and I fused them down, and so I found a bunch of stitches. So first I found this guy right here. Let's see if it focuses for me. There we go. Right there. That is 50 weight, and that's a decorative stitch on my Bernina 570. It's stitched 1342. And I changed the width to 2.2 and the length to 1.85, but there it is in 50 weight, and I really kind of liked that one. I played with doing a diamond. Let's see if I can get some better light here for you guys. There we go. Diamond. I really kind of liked this one too. Is very similar to this one. It's just a much heavier stitch. And again, these were all in 50 weight. So then what I did is I wanted to try it in 12 weight. So that is, this stitch is 50 weight. And this is all Aurifil. And this is 12 weight. And I really liked this, but the problem was I'm not good enough with 12 weight. It kept snapping it. So I think I need a different needle. I need to read up on how to top stitch with 12 weight. So I was like, okay, I like that better than this. I liked it having some heft. So then the next thing I did was I went over and I pulled out my 28 weight, which is right here. And that is what I ended up picking on here. Now my idea here is this is supposed to look like a cloisonné dragonfly, a very art deco dragonfly. So I wanted the embroidery around it to kind of represent the gold being wrapped around the stone. So I thought this actually worked really, really well for that. So that is what I'm doing around all of the blue on the dragonfly. And you kind of want to know a couple different things. You want to know where the stitch is going to start and stop. And then on the Bernina, this guy gives you an actual programmed running up and down, showing you where you are in the stitch. So right here is where I'm in the stitch. This is the start point, so it'll come back around, and I'll try to stop there if I can. Let's go ahead and I'm going to stitch this and show you. Now when I start, this is actually going already. You also want to you want to notice if the stitch goes backwards at any point, which if it does, you don't want to start right on the end of your piece. And you'll see I'll pivot and turn, and I'm trying to keep the center mark on my foot on the edge of the applique shape to help try to keep that stitch center. Okay, so as long as you have a center point on your foot and the needle is positioned in the center, your decorative stitch will stay on the edge and be evenly going into the background as well as the applique. This is the most, that's the challenging part. So I've stopped where I want to stop. My stitch actually is at the start of a stitch, which is nice. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have to hand crank the needle up. Sometimes you have to hold the fabric to kind of get the stitch where you want it to go. And sometimes it's just not going to go there. So pick a stitch that is going to be more generic. So here we can get a really good look at what that looks like. Again, it's just trying to make it look like prongs holding onto the piece. And so I'm going to do that. I've done it over here on the wing. And you can get a really good look at that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish all of this. You can see here it got a little heavy around that stone, but even though I'm not really sure what the heck I'm doing, it doesn't look terrible. So we're just going to keep it there and just make sure this one looks as heavy as that one. It'll look like I meant to do it. But part of what I was going to say is you don't want to start right here at the end. You want to start within the piece so that if it does go backwards, which see it went backwards like that, I'm not going off of my piece. So always kind of start in a nice long center in the middle where you have some time to kind of get the rhythm of the stitch and understand where it's going.
I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.